The new GTA Online Summer DLC has just dropped, and today we are going to be checking out some of the new awesome missions added into the game. So strap yourselves in because our good friend Desi is about to become an IAA agent. It feels so nice to wake up into a freshly updated Los Santos. So much new content, so many new things to do. There are new cars, updates to our businesses, and they even finally fixed the body armor and snack problem that has haunted us for years. But before we get into any of that, I want to go check out the new casino podium vehicle and see if we can get lucky and win it. Oh, what's this? A call from Agent ULP. Alright.
You don't know me, but I know you. Quite a file, quite a story. So let me get right to the point.
No, let me get right to the point. Little old Agent ULP here wants Desmond to join up with the IAA to help solve the mystery of the rising gas prices in Los Santos. God, this game is becoming more like reality by the day. Now, being the brilliant criminal mastermind that Desmond is, it's a bit strange to be working for the IAA. But what the hell? Why not give them a hand? Let's go join them. And by the way, I didn't end up winning the podium vehicle, so I have now fallen into a deep pit of depression. Moving on, so we then headed on over to the IAA building and started up the first mission known as Intelligence, something that my assistant lacks. I plan to do all of these missions by myself because I want to once again prove that Desmond is a capable lone wolf who can take care of himself. So we got into uniform and then we were sworn in as a new IAA operative. My duties included multiple things, but most importantly,
Lying to the American people whenever strategically necessary.
so basically what every American politician does already. Fantastic. For legal reasons, that's a joke. The American government is definitely trustworthy and respectful and doing great job taking care of their country. We then shared a moist but firm handshake and then Desi was ready to get to business. Starting up the mission, Agent ULP gave me a quick rundown on what was happening. From what we know, the Duggan family is behind these ridiculous gas prices. You might recognize them from the Diamond Casino heist setup missions. I was tasked with breaking into Mason Duggan's apartment and hacking his personal computer. This information led us to find out that the FIB are in cahoots with the family and selling them dangerous hardware that allows them to mess with the gas prices. It was my job to gather these pieces of hardware by any means necessary. And by God did I use some means. Apparently there were disguises I was meant to put on to enter the bureau building, but I didn't realize that, so I went ahead with a classic old shootout. Thankfully Desmond's marksman skills have developed since he moved to Los Santos, and taking out the agents wasn't too difficult. I found the two pieces of hardware and then pieced out. Not without nearly getting killed of course, but that's typical. After I escaped the cops, I headed over to the other site, took out the fuse boxes of the building and headed inside. Since the power was out, I had to use a flashlight. Before long, I found the other two pieces of hardware and left the depot. Once I was out, I had to deliver all the resources I gathered to a drop-off. Driving there wasn't too difficult, and on completing the mission, I was rewarded with a nice 40k, which isn't too bad at all. Now that I had officially joined the IAA and completed my first mission, I thought this was the perfect opportunity to go ahead and purchase a new vehicle. Now, there are some really cool vehicles in this DLC, and I have a good $6 million to purchase whatever I want. So I think I'm gonna go with the Albany, Washington for $15,000. Please don't click off the video. I promise there's a very good reason for purchasing this piece of junk. Well, I'm not sure about very good reason, but anyways, I think it is imperative that while working for this agency, we look like one of them. Obviously, we are given an outfit on the job, so we don't have to worry about that. But you can't really expect me to go out and drive around in a bright pink armored vehicle, can you? So by purchasing this car and upgrading it as much as possible, we have a new set of wheels that suit our role as a new field operative for the IAA. Alright, now that we have that out of the way, let's go ahead and see what Agent ULP has in store for us next. Heading back to the agency, we start up the next mission called Counterintelligence. Our boss had us drive around and hack two different surveillance drones. Doing this pinpointed the location from where they were being controlled. We headed upstairs and made our way into the motel room. There was no one in the room, but they did leave a laptop wide open. Works just fine for me. What didn't work fine for me was the sleeping gas that started to fill the room just seconds later. Yes, it seems we have been tricked. Once Desmond woke up from his beauty sleep, Agent ULP informed us that we have been placed in an IAA van with a bomb inside that was due to blow up any minute. Very high stakes situation. Still in a state of disarray, I managed to defuse the bomb, get into the driver's seat and drive away from the swarm of police surrounding me. Not exactly how I expected my Tuesday night to go, but I guess it's better than spending it with Lester and Georgina. God, just thinking about it makes me want to take a shower. Okay, back to present. We somehow managed to get away from the cops. God knows how, considering they had a whole city force on me and I'm in some crappy old van, but I managed it anyways. I delivered the van to some other operatives up in Sandy Shores to be stored as evidence, and with that, the mission was complete. You know, I'm starting to really enjoy working with these lads. Might turn me into a good guy after all. I'm just messing. Where's the fun in abiding by the law anyways? Oh well, I headed back to the city just in time to stop by and see what my boy ULP had in store for me this time. This next mission was very, very important because we were going to be doing an extraction job. Apparently another IAA agent by the name of Johnson had gone missing, and it is up to us to use our detective skills to bring her back home. So first we headed over to her garage to search for some clues. Desi looked around for ages but found nothing of note. But then we decided to get into our car and noticed some interesting recent GPS locations. I thought these were probably worth checking out. First was down at Del Perro, where there was nothing to be found. Next, we headed to the shopping complex in the Grand Sonora Desert. Also no agent to be seen. The last location was within Sandy Shores, and upon getting close, I noticed there was a shootout happening. This must be where Agent Johnson is. So I took out all the lads with precision and even attempted murder on Miss Johnson before realizing it was her. Thank God the game turned off friendly fire. Anyways, after I found her, we hopped in the nearby vehicle and made our getaway. I did have to escape the cops as they weren't informed in the IAA's operation, but this was no problem for your boy Dez. On driving back to the city, Agent Johnson asked me to drop her off at the hospital because she was feeling a bit lightheaded. Pussy. But fine, I'll be the nice person for once and do the right thing. I drove her to the hospital and dropped her off.
Thanks.
Really, Rockstar? That's how you're gonna reward me for doing the right thing? I really should have just driven her off a cliff. Oh well, it's not like Desmond has any time to be pissed off anyways, because Agent ULP needs our help still. I'm not sure how exactly he has this many different missions lined up for me within minutes of each other, but I'll just learn not to question the IAA. The next job was called Asset Seizure, and we needed to intercept a van containing the Duggan's precious AI hardware. Only issue is we couldn't really pinpoint the location of the van, due to the multiple signal jammers throughout the city. So, I decided to drive around Los Santos, destroying all the signal jamming antennas one by one by one by one by one. And then finally we could locate the precise location of the van. I chased it down to my beautiful Albany, Washington, took out the driver, and was then told to deliver it to a drop-off location. Bro, 7.5 Ks? Are you serious? In this piece of garbage? God, Rockstar, what do you expect of me? I was not looking forward to the trip, but the distance alone was the least of my worries. For some reason, Rockstar thought it would be a great idea to send countless loads of enemies in helicopters and jeeps after me, all while being in a slow, unarmored van that I also had to make sure I didn't take too much damage on. Now, obviously my skill level is incredibly high, and I didn't have any difficulties whatsoever doing this. Don't mind the changing color of the van, I definitely didn't die and have to restart the mission. Anyways, we delivered the van containing the Duggan's AI hardware to the location and completed the mission. After an excruciatingly long drive back, we started up the penultimate mission, codenamed Operation Paper Trail. It may have taken us a while, but we are now finally getting to the good stuff. Mason Duggan, one of the big players behind this whole shebang, is in the midst of making a deal with the FIB to get his hands on some very dangerous tech, and we're gonna stop him. The deal was taking place on top of the building that has seemingly been under construction for the past 9 years. Oh well, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I had to get to the roof, and to do that I needed to take the construction elevators, which were heavily guarded. So, you can probably guess what's coming. Well, if you can't, here it is. Alrighty then, finally at the top, finally at Mason Duggan, and the bitch has already got into his helicopter, goddammit. I guess my best chance now is just to damage it enough so they have to stop somewhere not too far from here. And he's flying away. Great. Now I guess the only logical thing to do is jump off the building. I understand that sounds ridiculous, but I'm being completely serious. This is what the game wants me to do. Anyways, I did manage to touch down gracefully, and then got into my car while avoiding the oncoming fire. Now, all I had to do was pray that they would stop that goddamn helicopter. Wow, I guess God is real, because that praying seems to have worked. Or at least the GTA gods, also known as Rockstar Games, who coded and scripted this whole entire mission. After making it to the building where Mason was at, I took out his bodyguards and made my way up. It was a tough fought battle, and at many times I thought I was going to kick the bucket, but finally, after all this work, I finally get the sweet taste of victory. Now, as with every goddamn one of these missions, I had to take the briefcase to a drop-off location. I questionably parkoured my way down from the building. I then got in my car and was absolutely relieved that I didn't have to drive 7.5 goddamn kilometers once again. So we got moving, driving as fast as I could in this car that cost less than my character's goddamn outfit. And luckily, without too much trouble, this time we made it back to the boys and delivered the goods.
Alright, good work today. Your country owes you a debt, and you'll be happy to know your country pays in cash.
Alright, now, you're probably wondering, you just killed Mason Duggan, took back some of the most dangerous AI technology from the FIB, and attempted murder on a female colleague, something I would quite like to do with someone else. So, what else could I possibly have left to complete for Agent ULP? Oh, you know, just fly up to the top of Mount Chiliad to infiltrate a secret base with some of the world's most advanced robotic and AI technology, all while fighting against mechanized juggernauts to pretty much save the economic state of the world. But you aren't interested in any of that, are you? Wait, really? You want to see that? Ugh, fine. So yes, in the final mission known as Cleanup, Agent ULP sent us to the summit of Mount Chiliad, where there is a top secret agency controlled site. They sent Desmond in alone, which either means they have a lot of faith in him to do this by himself, or don't care enough about his life to give him any other protection. Either way, let's do this. Now the first thing you'll notice about this place is that it is completely dark. That's because the power's been shut off, for some reason. But I will say, this mission is terrifying. You see, we needed to turn on the power, but to do that we needed to access the power breaker, and it had a bunch of broken fuses. Ah, what a perfect coincidence. So now Desi has to go around this dark and creepy facility to find 4 replacement fuses before we can get the power on. And the main reason why this sucks is because of these goddamn juggernauts. Fuck me, they're creepy as hell. For some reason, the creator of these things thought it would be a great idea to have them breathe and occasionally twitch even though they're powered off. It doesn't help that it looks like they could turn me into a donut with just one punch either. I hate this place. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Agent ULP did assure me that these things would stay dormant, but that didn't put me at any further ease. Anyways, I collected the 4 fuses, put them in the power breaker, and let there be light. Next, I had to go to the server room to extract all of the data from the servers onto my phone, and then delete it all from the system. Simple enough, right? Well, I thought so, but after torching the second set of files, the juggernauts came online. Who would have thought this was gonna happen? Alright, me. I swear to God I'm gonna make Agent UL plead for his life after I get out of this place. Getting to the next 2 server locations was tough, as there was many juggernauts inside the room. The only reason I even stood a chance against these guys is because of their bad aim. However, if I got a little bit too close to them, they would destroy me just like my crush did when I asked her out to the dance in the 6th grade. Sorry about that. Just some bad memories came back up right there. I somehow managed to get all the data breached and stored on my personal device, but I still had to escape the facility. Having very little armor and snacks left, I knew this would be difficult, but luckily for me, I found the Juggernaut's kryptonite. Explosives. I had just enough sticky bombs on me to make this process a whole lot easier. It took a few explosions to take them down, and I somehow got to the exit without dying. Emerging back into the open world, Agent ULP expected me to parachute down from Mount Chiliad while helicopters were attempting to take me down. This was obviously a stupid idea, and Desmond would never do something that idiotic. Oh, well we're gonna die. Or not. Haha, take that, suckers. I think Desi might be invincible. From there, it was just a quick drive over to the IAA facility in Sandy Shores, while just taking out a few mercenaries along the way as well. Once I arrived, Agent ULP gave me a quick call to congratulate me on a successful mission.
It's been a pleasure working with you, Agent. You certainly justified your reputation. Your final payment's clearing now. Go buy yourself a cold beer. You've earned it.
Desmond the Despicable, Desmond the Disciple, and now Desmond the Destroyer of the Duggans. What an absolute legend. And what a great set of missions set up for us by the IAA. It feels great to do something good for once. Saving a corrupt corporation from fixing gas prices, helping the IAA, and saving a fellow operative. This must be what it feels like to be a hero. Alright, now let's go beat the shit out of my assistant.